threw up there. All right, we are live. Welcome to Rick's Life as I See It, a 1-hour talk show about guns, politics, anything that crosses my mind. You threw up there. Also answers questions from the listener. Welcome to Rick's Life as I See It, a 1-hour talk show. I done it again. About guns, politics, anything. I do it every time. I forget to do that. I even do it when I join other chats. I answer questions from the listeners. You can put them in the chat, or you can send me an email. And that's be at rickslifeasiseeit at gmail.com. Okay. That's it. I got one guest at the moment. But if anybody can join me, I'll put the link in the Gun Channels chat. Oh, anybody's welcome. So, there you go. Anyway, today's show. Just want to say last week, this is week 26. Well, this is show 26. It was a good show last week. I even picked up a few more subscribers. I think I'm on 49 or 50 now. So I'm getting there, slowly but surely. And I still haven't got any sponsors. So if anybody wants to sponsor me, I'll take the money. I ain't proud. I'll mention your soap or whatever you want me to. You know, I'm good there. Couple of things I wanted to talk about. I mentioned this last week. Everybody chip in here, whoever wants. I know it's a week late, but it's veterans. I'm not one myself, but I'm a military brat, and I worked for the U.S. government on military bases most of my career. So, I don't. Luckily, I was a 9-to-5 worker, so I wasn't on call 24/7. But they deserve everything they get, the active duty, and I think once they're out, I think they should be treated a lot better than we treat them today. You know, and I just want to say, I think the way we treat veterans today is pitiful. It really is. And even my father, who done 20-something odd years in the U.S. Air Force, got retirement. They promised him free medical for the rest of his life. The time he died, that medical was actually practically down to nothing. They would see him at the military base, but it was sort of like sit there and wait, because the active duty had priority, which I can understand to a certain degree. But they promised him all this when he signed up, and they gradually taken it all away from him. It's like they, here you go, you got this, then when you're done, we just throw you out there. And I think that's why there's a high suicide rate in veterans, myself, is because that's it. They're done and they're let go. And their whole life, or they're working, whatever they were doing. My father's 20 years. Used to, as a kid, you walk into his garage, even after he retired, and to the day he died, you walk into his garage, like his tools all hung up in the right place. And if you didn't put it back there, oh my God, all hell would break loose. Because he had that mental thing from the military. And that's what they do. They just let him out there, let him go. And I think they need to sort of, debrief him or something to get him used back to civilian life. Well, that's my little rant.
Well, not only that, but a lot of these veterans that go out, a lot of them are homeless too. I go across the country. I'm a truck driver, and in this industry, as a truck driver, we have a lot of veterans that drive trucks around the country. And my trainer, he was a veteran. He served in the Army, and he was in the Tank Division Brigade. And he was over in West Germany, and one of the bases over there, training armored warfare. And I got to hear a lot about that. But not only that, when I was training down in Indianapolis, I had a lot of people that were in the Air Corps. There were a lot of Marines, Navy, and the vets look out for one another. It doesn't matter if they're homeless or anything like that. We see a homeless guy out in, say, like Baltimore. We'll throw them some food and give them some water. We'll give them like a soda pop or something and give them like $5 and say, hang in there. Hopefully it'll get better for you.
Oh yeah.
And that's just the thing is, it's very sad to see that my grandfather fought in Vietnam, and he fought in the Adrian Valley. He also fought in Quezon. He fought in a lot of battles, and when he would go to the VA to get medical help, because he was wounded behind enemy lines, and he was the only one that got left behind by enemy lines, and he had to get back to the fob, and he had to crawl all the way back from enemy lines all the way back to safety to the fob. So yeah, the veteran thing is a big problem going on in this country, and you know what, Trump, I think our President Trump is taking the right steps to address the problems, but we still got a ways to go there.
Oh, absolutely.
That's all
absolutely.
I got to say about that.
Okay, just real quick, hey John.
Hey Rick, how's everybody doing?
All right, I just want to say hi to Native Gun, the Smith guy, Grim, Moon,
just
Ohio.
Just call me the Smith guy.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah. Rich, who else is in here? And Robbie. Okay. I just want to say hi to all of you. Welcome. So, John, we were just talking about the veterans, how they're they need more than what they're getting right now, and as you said, Trump's doing the right thing. You know, let's just hope it gets done fast enough.
Well, he's trying to, but unfortunately, veterans have always been abused and been put on the back burner over other things that really are a waste of our tax dollars.
Yeah, I really have that.
It's very sad.
You know,
and that's the sad part, because that comes from a lot from the Democrats, because we try to pass something through the House, and we have these people that are obstructionists, and they block this stuff, and
exactly.
It's not fair. It's not fair to the veterans at all.
It's not fair to the veterans, and it's not fair to us as Americans who pay in our hard-earned dollars for the taxes and stuff to go for things that are necessary. And if you're going to tell somebody, go ahead and put your life on the line, you need to take care of that person afterwards. And that's the person that you need to be responding to.
And when you watch C-SPAN and you see some of these Democrats and what comes out of their mouth when it comes to trying to pass bills and regulations for veterans, it's disgusting. I don't even know how these people got into office.
They have
and how they stay in office. Why do these people get to be able to stay in office?
Well, that's just like anything else with the gun bills and everything else. People stay in office. They don't do their jobs. They're in Congress. They're in the Senate 30 years later, and people need to get off their ass and start voting these people out and tell them, listen, you're out of the job. Goodbye. We give you a chance. You didn't do it. But people are not getting up and telling their representatives those things.
Yeah. I mean, I believe we should have limits on those. I mean, career politician wasn't what our forefathers were thinking of when they set this all up.
No, sir.
You know, you do your thing for 1 or 2 terms and go back to whatever you were doing. You know, not make a career out of it. You know, and problem is, I mean, as we know, we got a lot of rhinos in the Republican Party. You know, we need to get rid of them. We really do.
The unfortunate thing about that these days is there are people who don't care on both sides, no matter what the topic is. And you just don't have people that are voted in that stand up for something anymore these days.
Yeah.
That's why we need to get off our asses as a country, get these people out of here.
Yeah. All right.
Totally agree.
Now, great. All right. My next talk. I got some topics I wrote down here this week. My next topic here is: are we ever going to get national reciprocity? It's
still in the works.
Yeah,
it's not underground yet.
What made me bring it up? I got an email this week from the thing because I keep track of it. They got another co-sponsor, so now they got 213 co-sponsors. You know,
I'm hoping there's someone out there that had it, and to hell with what's his name for putting it on the back burner when the two shootings ago happened. Forget him. He's a rhino. He's a piece of garbage. Doesn't matter. I'm hoping there's somebody out there who has something in mind, something in store to get this thing on.
Oh yeah.
But I'm just keeping my fingers crossed for that.
So am I. So am I. Because I tell you, if we don't do it before, we don't do it now.
Before the summer break, you mean? Before the break, whatever it's called?
Yeah. I think it's going to be a hard push to get it after the break.
The good thing about that is I think they are a little nervous if they don't do it because they know people are going to need their votes.
Oh, yeah.
If they screw up any more than they've been doing recently, I'm hoping somebody is taking that as a hint, as a warning.
Yeah.
I have a proposition. I think that gun channels and the gun community should raise money to take all the members and go to Washington, D.C. and do something in the Capitol building, like the House and the Senate bill. And also that if we get enough of us heard, we might be able to speak to the president. It maybe not, but it's all in the massive numbers. If we could get enough people and we could voice our opinions up on the Capitol building, we might get something done instead of just going. I'm not saying going to state capitol. State capitol doesn't help too, but also go into the source of the rot and tell them that this is not what we support. We have a lot of gifted voices, a lot of gifted minded people like Yankee Marshall, G. Webbs. We have Mac on Military Arms Channel. We have Never Enough Ammo. Those are people that are such a value that you want those people at our nation's capital fighting this kind of crap that's going on in the state, in Washington, D.C. I say we go straight to the source and go to the District of Columbia.
Yeah, I mean, that might be something. I mean, that would be hard to pull off.
You know what I think would be awesome? You know what I think would be awesome? If there was someone out there, whether it was a gun manufacturer directly or a bipartisan gun group or multiple groups, if someone would come together and sponsor the top line YouTube channels like Never Enough Ammo, Mac, and so on. If they would just get a group, maybe a dozen, top ranking gun channels. I mean, real pro gun channels, not we say we're pro gun, but then we do this, and sponsor them and make some kind of rally and get people to come to one area and try to get them to rally in a larger area as one.
Exactly. That's what I have in mind. That's what I have in mind. I want these gifted guys that can speak their opinions, that can move people, and they're such brilliant speakers. So there's brilliant speakers, and their message comes out, and it's cut and dry, and everybody understands it. And that's why they would be such an asset to go to the nation's capital and address some of these issues that are going on with gun legislation.
Yeah. I tell you what, G. Webbs is in the audience here. Hope he's listening. Yeah. Hey, there you go, G-Webs. You got to set something up, get you up to the Capitol.
Yeah. And it's not just about business. I understand business, companies have to make money, nonpartisan groups have to, whatever donations they get, they use it for whatever, but they're not using it the right way.
No.
And it's not all about business, because if you're pushing away your customers, if you're pushing away your constituents, the people who donate to you on a yearly basis, then you're not helping yourself also. So you're not helping the rest of the country. You're not helping yourselves. And if you can turn it around by sponsoring these people who bring more attention to your product or to your your end goal, it would help everybody. So I don't understand why there are all these. It's not just rhinos in politics. It's rhinos in our everyday lives.
Exactly.
Forget about the FUDs. They're whatever. They're always on the fence for some reason. But you got to get we have to get those people to understand. Let's help each other out. Oh, yeah. Do what you say you're going to do. Be what you are for what you believe in. Because I hate those two-faced mother.
Well, oh yeah, me too. Me too. I mean, I do. I mean, I do like the what was it, a couple of weeks ago when these mass shootings went down, he said we don't need more gun control.
No, because you see what gun control did for that, right?
Yeah.
You see what it did for those poor. You see what it did for those poor victims.
Yeah. Oh, anyway, so moving on. Next question. I got a question here. This is personal here. It's to do with reloading. If anybody out there knows, my normal ammo, I don't know if you guys can see it. It's I use Berry projectiles, 230 grain, 140. This is a 45 ACP. I put 5.3 grams of powder in it, and it works. It's the load information I get from the Lee book. Okay. The overall length says no more overall length of 127. This is 126. Feeds my 1911 and my 45, no problem. Now, I got hold of these because there was a deal. Was from Missouri Bullet Company, softball high tech coating on them or something. They got two little rings down the bottom. 230 grain, 45 ACP. But if I do it exactly same as this one, it won't feed. It's too long. And to make it feed, I have to do it at a length of 121. Now, do I need to increase the powder to make it, to fire? Because it's way down in there. It's got to have the pressure to get it out. So I don't know. It's just something I'm throwing out there everybody knows.
Well, 230 grain bullets are really those are some really heavy bullets. I don't know. I guess try a little bit more powder. See, experiment a little bit with it. See what happens. Just be safe, when it comes to loading.
I know that's what I'm worried about. I mean, I'm trying to be. I don't want it to explode, or if it's not enough powder, push it out. I mean, I could get a squib load. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I was out there new. If anybody does, hey, Clover, jump on in.
Like I used to, reload 44 Magnums, but that's a little different.
Yeah.
That's a little different than 45 ACP.
Yeah, that was my reloading topic I had written down here. I was just curious. It was baffling me that
I don't know. I just
maybe it looks the same.
Experiment a little bit.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah, I just
see what you can get out of it. It's kind of like a science, like trial by error. You know, you try little different things. Just be safe when doing it. You know, don't overdo it.
Yeah, that's what reloading is all about. You know, that's what reloading.
You had mentioned this. You had mentioned this last week, Rick. Have you spoken to your local gun dealer?
About what?
Maybe they have an armor or a reloading thing that they could give you a hand with that.
Yeah. No, I haven't yet, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I haven't. Yeah. Oh, my next topic, still to do with guns, is now, because everybody knows I'm up here in New England, the temperature is dropping. You know, I think it's about.
I know.
It's about 45 out there today. This is a warm day. I went shooting the other day and it was 39 degrees. You know, I got a jacket on and all kinds of stuff. I mean, I'm out there. It does. I mean, and I practice, you know, trying to draw, and you got to move the coat out of the way. You got to get the heavy sweatshirt up, and you know, I thought, wow, I got to practice on this. It gets tough in the cold weather. And I'm sitting out there shooting, and after a while, you know, I'm having to put a glove on one hand to keep it warm, you know, because it was I couldn't put my gloves I had, the finger was too thick, you know, to go in the trigger guard.
They have shooting gloves.
Well, that's what I'm going to have to get.
Yeah.
You know,
they also have coats. They also have jackets that are good winter coats, but they're made for people who shoot. So certain parts of the coat are a little longer than other parts, and they're not as thick, but they're still as warm.
Yeah.
Maybe you could try something like that.
Yeah. Maybe because even though, you know, as you've seen the vids I've done on the range, I mean, it's open all year round. They even have snow plowing equipment in the shed.
Right.
So the guy who takes care of the ground plows it out so we can shoot even in the snowy weather. You know, so it's I need to come up with something. Shooting gloves seems like a good idea. That does. You know, because I don't know if my hands can take it with the arthritis I have and stuff. It's bad enough as it is. I just wondered how other people did it. And anybody here in cold climates?
I'm about 20 miles south of Milwaukee, so it was snowing this morning. So it's about it was 30. It was in the 30s this morning. It was lightly snowing, but it's jumped up to around 46.
Yeah. So, but if you were shooting, I mean, what do you wear? You bundle up, or do you?
I wear layers.
Yeah.
I layer up. So you know, I wear like if it gets really cold out, like if it's like 11 or sometimes below 0, I'll throw long johns on, and then I'll throw like some sweatpants on, and snow pants. Then I'll put like a t-shirt on, and then I'll put like a hoodie on, and I'll put like a big thick winter jacket coat on. And if I have to take layers off as it gets warmer later in the day, I shed layers, and then I put layers back on. That's how I do it.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, we're almost halfway through the show here. So, hang on. Let me find them. I got a quick quiz. It's for I don't know if you can see, it's a patch that G-Webs gave me. I got a few of them, so I'm going to do this for a few weeks. Of the from his, you know, when he done the deck of cards, it's the pistol. It's an actual, not a sticker, it's a patch. So I'm doing a quick quiz here. For the first one to answer can get this. All I got to do is email me their address, and I'll mail it to them. So my question is, it's real simple. Where is it at? Here it is. Who is considered the father of modern handgun fighting and modern techniques. Who we got out there? Anybody watching the?
I'm watching gun channels.
Let me see if we got any questions.
I don't see anybody on the YouTube side.
I don't see anybody got it either. It ain't that difficult. You know? Oh, well. Guess nobody wants a patch.
Read it one more time.
I don't know the answer, but I'll take the patch.
Read it one more time?
Yeah, read the question one more time for him.
Who is considered the father of modern handgun fighting and the modern technique?
Hey, Clover, by the way.
Hey.
Well, I hope he ain't bald and he's got a goatee and.
Right.
I said I hope he ain't bald and he's got a goatee.
Rich White on YouTube says Jeff Cooper.
Absolutely.
That's a good guess.
That is the answer.
Nice,
Awesome.
Rich White. Congrats.
He is recognized. Colonel Jeff Cooper is given credit as to the development of the modern technique in handgun fighting.
Cool.
That's the answer I have. So you win.
He has the answer as well as a suggestion for mechanics gloves for the summer.
Yes, I saw that. I saw that too. So, Rich, if you email me your address, I'll mail it to you. And my email is rickslifeasiseeit at gmail.com.
Rich White
is one word.
Rich White wins a lot of these. We're gonna have to change his name to the Patch Man.
The Patch Man.
Mr. Patches.
Hey, Rick.
Yeah.
Let me see that. Hold that round you had up to the camera. Let me see that again.
Oh, hang on. Let me get my thing back up here if I can see what I'm doing.
I'm gonna try to answer your question.
Round
nose?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's round. It's got two grooves towards the bottom of my. Let me get.
Lube rings. Yeah, what they've done is they've taken a lead cast bullet that normally you would lube those rings, and they've coated it. It's what they've done, so it doesn't require the lube. And that's fine. You said that was a 230 grain, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's not cycling your firearm, or what's
well, my regular, this is my regular one I use from Barry's full metal jacket, and the overall length is 126.
Right.
Right. I do this at 126. It won't feed. It's too long. I have to to make it feed. I have to do this at 121.
You mean it won't chamber?
Yeah, it won't.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it won't go in the battery. The slide won't close. It won't go in the battery.
It won't go in the battery, and it's faster to get loose.
The reason for that's not a powder issue. I wouldn't jack with the powder at all. The reason for that, if you take those two bullets and you set them up on a table and compare them, the ogive's not going to be the same on them. It's going to be different. The bullet length, height, and the curvature of that round nose all affects how long that round is going to be in the throat of that chamber.
Okay.
So that's not uncommon when you're talking about swapping projectiles like that. You've got to be real careful with that. There's much difference in that. That's what they call the ogive, or some people call it the ogive. Depending on the difference on that, at the same length, one will chamber and one won't. So just back it off. I mean, as long as you're backing off. What'd you say you had to go to? You had to go back
1.21 on the overall length.
1.21 from what? 1.26. 1.26. So you're 5,000ths off.
Yeah.
Okay, you're fine. Yeah.
Even the same amount of powder.
Yeah, you should be fine. Yeah, 5,000ths. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. I mean, to be honest with you, somebody gave me these because they've given up doing reloading, and I got about 300 of them. So I thought, hell,
those are.
How to use them?
Can I see a closer picture of those so I get a better point of what you're talking about? Like, hold it closer up to the camera so I can see what you're talking about.
That's the projectile. I'm talking
Oh, okay.
You know, and that's what I normally use.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see. Different projectiles. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a digital or a whatever scale gauge
Yeah.
to determine the length?
Yeah. I got that right here.
Oh yeah.
Well, that would give you an idea.
Well, yeah. I mean, I measured it. Well, what they are to make that fit, I have to do it at 121. Because I've been playing around with it.
Yeah. Well, the reason for that, like I said, you see that the nose of the high tech is more rounded.
Yes.
Than that plated one you got. The plated one is it doesn't round as much. It's more pointy. So therefore, since it's pointy, more of the projectile can stick into the throat, whereas the other one is fatter. You know what I'm saying? Because it's rounder.
Yeah,
it's fatter.
I know what you're saying now.
Yeah. So it's not fitting in the throat. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Okay, my next question to you guys. Hang on, I lost all my. I messed up all my screens again. I'm gonna have to do a night strike and get multiple.
There you
go. Multiple screens.
Well, if you did a night strike, you'd be here a half hour later anyway.
Yeah. I sent him an invite, but cleaning supplies. This is what I use.
Oh yeah.
Good old.
Yeah.
I mean, I use
Valsol.
Yeah, I use it for everything. I use it for everything.
I started using that for black powder and eventually moved into using it for all sorts of stuff. I liked it so well.
Oh yeah, I use it. It's what I use. I don't use any other cleaner. I soak everything in that. I'll spray inside the barrel, and I'll just let it sit there and soak while I clean all the other parts. Do the barrel last. Mm-hmm. Comes out beautiful. Plus, it sort of leaves a nice sort of film on the metal.
Right.
Like it seems to soak into the metal, and it's permanently there, which I like. And to be honest with you, as much as everybody laughs, Hickok 45 turned me on to this stuff. I happened to see one of his videos.
What, the ballistol?
Yeah. He was doing a video on gun cleaning, and that's what he used.
Yeah, he loves that stuff.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if they send him a pound of that stuff every month.
I'll sponsor it. Just am I holding it up here?
It'd be at Hickok. They either send him some or pay him to do it. One of the two.
Yeah. You can send me some. I'll stand up here and say, I'll do your stuff.
Yeah, that's yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't mind.
Oh, I wouldn't either. I don't turn down. If, somebody offers to send me something I use already anyway. Heck yeah.
Is there who I'm going on in the background?
I don't know. It must have been.
Yeah.
He dropped out.
Yeah, maybe he's sitting in his truck, waiting for a pickup.
Oh, they're probably ready.
Yeah.
It's a hard laugh.
Oh yeah. So what is everybody else
gonna do it
out there in the audience? What do you guys use?
I hear people saying Breakthrough works really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or Breakthrough.
Breakthrough?
Breakthrough. I use Breakthrough, but
they have like a Battleborn and the military grade solvents, the Breakthrough.
Yeah.
I never heard of Breakfree. They actually have Breakthrough has actually a cleaning kit that comes with a brush, oil soaked cloth, and 2 lubricants, the Battleborn high purity oil and the military grade solvent. Wow. And it comes as a kit.
Yeah.
All right, guys, back to Michigan.
Dun dun dun.
Got another load, huh?
Nope, they didn't say I had to load up, so I'm driving back to Michigan.
Empty?
What's that?
Going back empty?
Yeah. Going back empty. Don't have to get a load.
No.
Thank God. But I have to drive through Chicago. That's going to suck.
Sorry. Our condolences. Give us a call. Let us know you got back safe.
Stay out of the south side of Chicago.
Well. Chicago, Illinois, man.
Oh, God.
Gotta love it. Almost as bad as California.
Got to drive through Chicago, and then I got to go through Gary, Indiana. Oh, I love Gary, Indiana.
Oh, tell Gary we said hi.
Yeah.
Got Gary all tore up.
Yeah, I got relatives that live in Evansville, Indiana.
Oh, okay, I know where that's at. Right off the Wabash.
Yeah.
I know where that's at. I used to live in Indianapolis.
Okay.
Lived there for about 3 months.
All right.
Then I moved back to Michigan.
And Graham out there, he says he uses Ballistol too.
Yeah, I see that. Good man. It's good stuff. I mean, it's not cheap compared to some other stuff, but it's I like it. I mean, a little bit goes a long way.
Absolutely.
You know? When I first started using it, I soaked the stuff, and first few times, and I realized you don't need that much. I was practically drowning the stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So, I backed off and only use a little bit of it now. Okay, what's my next thing on the line? Oh yeah, I was in a chat was it yesterday or the day before, and I never heard of it. Somebody was talking about buying. I think it was Sean mentioned it.
What did he mention?
The buying guns. He finances them.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Yeah. I never even heard of it before.
Yeah.
Well,
they're not the cheapest thing. So a lot of stores will finance the guns for you, and it doesn't matter whether it's the handgun, long gun. They'll finance it for you for whatever. I don't know, whoever does it, if Clover does it or whatever, he could let you know. I'm not sure exactly what the terms are.
We ain't had a store. I ain't gone to the store here in Rhode Island yet that offers it. The
ones I've seen, it's a third party. They've got a third party thing. It's kind of like going into a car dealership, and buying a car. They've got a myriad of banks that finance those cars.
Yeah.
Even like, if you go into a Chevrolet dealership, let's say GMAC is a bank,
Yeah.
It says GM, and people think, well, GM is financing it. Well, that's a bank they own. But it's the same thing. Is that you've got these? It's not banks that do it that I've seen for the most part. It's these. Everybody sees these payday, loan service places that are in strip malls all over the place. It's essentially places like those. I call them loan sharks. And the ones that I've looked into, the interest rates are just unbelievable. I looked into like an $800, I think, gun one time, and it was like over the course of a year, and I was going to pay like $1,400 for it by the time it was said and done.
Holy crap!
Yeah,
so I thought
a department store.
It's easier. It'd be easier just to take $1 a day or $5 a week or whatever, and throw it in a coffee can somewhere and save than it would to do that.
That's like getting a department store credit card.
It's high. The interest is high. Yeah, it's very high.
Yeah.
I'd rather do that. Just get a credit card and do that. Jack up my credit card.
Seriously. If you're gonna jack yourself, do it through your own credit card and get some points at least.
Well, some people can't. Some people can't get credit cards. So.
Yeah, that's true.
True.
That's true.
I mean,
I don't have credit anymore because I haven't had. I cut all of my stuff up and pretty much pay cash for everything and have since about 2000 or 2001 because we got some pretty serious problems with credit cards and stuff like that, and then ended up shortly after that having to bail out my mother and father-in-law because of a bunch of loans and credit card crap, and I got really burnt out. I get triggered real easy over credit and financing, but so because of that, because I don't really finance anything hardly ever, it's hard for me to get a credit card or something because they say I don't have credit. It's not that I've got bad credit, it's that I don't have any credit.
Yeah.
And that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. It's like, well, since you don't owe anybody, we're not going
We're going to charge you like you do owe somebody.
Yeah, is that not the stupidest thing in the world?
Exactly.
If I was gonna make money loaning people money, I would want to loan people money that don't owe anybody, because they have more of an opportunity to pay that back.
And since since you're the only person that they owe, you know you're going to get some money back.
Right? Yeah, but they don't see it that way. It's like, unless you owe everybody in the world, we're not going to give you credit.
Yeah,
like,
that's the thing. That's the thing, is I think credit and lending and everything is such out of control in this country. Because what happens when people can't pay their debts? They file bankruptcy. Where does the bankruptcy go?
Unpaid. It goes to the unpaid pile.
Yeah,
exactly. It goes to the debt. It goes to national debt.
Yeah. And then overall, whatever you bankrupted on, the prices go up.
I think that stuff needs to be tidied up a little bit. I think, but nobody wants to do anything about that. No. Especially everybody's holding the cards and got all the money. They got all the say, right?
They've tightened down a little bit over the years.
I think they could do a little bit more. I think they
absolutely could. Yeah, they could always do a little bit more.
And I got myself into trouble over that, so I got rid of them all, and I only just picked up one more. And I've only got I've got a very small credit line on there, and that's all I want. They keep offering me more, and I keep telling them no.
Well, initially, what I did, which is what you can do if you are in your 30s or 40s and never had credit, you could always go to a bank and open up a secure line, which means you give them $300, $400, $500, $600, whatever, and that'll be the max you could spend, but it'll be an actual credit card.
Yeah.
And within a year, as long as you pay your bills on time, pay it in full if you can, and you'll have really good credit within a year's time.
Yeah. I use something similar to that. Like those, you can get them at gas stations, those prepaid cards.
No.
But that's what I use.
You have to do it directly through a bank.
I know. No,
that's a real credit card. The prepaid cards are just cash.
I know, and I just use those for buying stuff online.
Oh, well, that's fine. If you don't want to owe anybody money and pay off right away, that's perfectly good.
That way, in case if somebody does get the number, they only get what's on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's why I use one of those for buying my stuff online.
I thought you meant like as credit, but
no,
that's perfectly fine.
I was changing the subject slightly.
Yeah.
I've had a bad experience with the prepaids.
What happened?
I don't know. Maybe it's just the ones that I've gotten before, but they had these fees on them to where you put money on it, and then they charge you per transaction, and then they charge you per month, and there's these little finance charge things that happen on them. So you don't get, if you put, let's say, $100 on there, depending on how much you buy and how short of or long of a period you've got these fees, then you can have up to like $4 or $5. It's not an extreme amount, but you can have like $4 or $5 worth of fees on that thing. So you're not even getting all your money.
Well, that doesn't make sense.
I know, right?
Now, the one I use, I'll be honest with you, it does charge. I think it's $5 a month fee. But
so it's not per use?
No, it's $5 a month. I can do as many transactions as I want. Now, if I say I load $500 on there because I'm going to buy something big off of Amazon or something,
right?
It's $3.95 you have to pay to load the money on.
And they still charge you that $5?
Yes.
So technically it's $490 you have on the card. Basically.
Yeah. That's the one I have. And it's one of the best ones I found for doing it. Yeah. You know?
Well,
I don't want to use the one I got with my bank account because just in case somebody gets it, then they drain my account out. You know.
Well, what I do is because of the online banking and stuff now, it's just so easy. What I do,
yeah,
because I've got I've got an account at the bank that I typically keep around $100 or so in, right? And it's got a card that's linked to it. And then I've got another account, and all my direct deposits, all my stuff goes into that account. And I don't have a checkbook on that account, nothing. So all I do is just transfer money over as I need it. And I do it as I need it. That way, if anybody steals it or whatever, you know, I lose like at maximum, I would lose $100.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Before it got caught. So that's how I do mine nowadays.
Yeah. Oh,
your account is not secured, so you can get that $100 back.
Yeah, you do eventually, but I mean,
okay.
You know, I had a few years ago, I had a situation to where somebody had got the number and went on like this Best Buy shopping spree online for like over $5,000, and it took like, I don't know, took more than a week, maybe 10 days, you know, and you know, when your bank account's dry $5,000 for a week to 10 days, that's tough, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's why I went to the prepaid, because my credit card I used from the bank one time. It got I used it to pay for a hotel when I went to England, and somehow somebody got the number, and they charged all kinds of shit over in England on it.
I'm gonna tell you, you got to be careful.
National charges I was getting.
You've got to be careful doing hotels and motels and stuff like that on a card. I've heard of more people having their card stolen after getting a hotel or a motel. Than any other activity.
So so it was after that I decided to go with the. I'd rather pay that little bit of fee and know they only going to get so much out of me.
That's another reason why I make sure I use the wallet with the RFID, the real RFID, not the stupid cheap plastic stuff. The RFID wallet I have, it's the RFID material feels like actual material. It doesn't feel like the plastic strip it's supposed to be. It's heavy duty. So if I'm giving somebody my credit card, I make sure I go at some place I'm going, that card stays in front of me. Because if it doesn't, I'm going with you, and I don't care where you go.
Yeah.
Because there are people that are walking around with card readers.
Now.
And they don't have to be right next to you.
Now here's something for you. Gas station. I work part-time in a gas station, pumping gas.
Best place to steal people to use card readers.
When you use your credit card, right, in the machine at night, when they do the night's reading on their registers, your full number comes out. Wow. Not just the last four, the full number. You know,
that's not compliant with standard.
No.
not that people.
I say this happened in the gas station I worked in.
Yeah.
And there was a woman that worked there. She got arrested because she used the card and took out over $1,000 off of this credit card because she took the full number. Because she knew
how much gas does she need?
No, she took the.
Did she have a semi or something? Got a whole bunch of diesel?
Yeah, he took $1,000 off that card.
Wow.
Wow, that's one.
Yeah, she got it over over a couple of weeks. The guy she stole it from was a rich guy, and so he didn't notice it when it's first. You know, it was when his statement finally came at the end of the month. So he went.
Yeah.
And what she would do was she took that number and she would run it through the feeder that we had at the side of the register to take the money out of the actual register.
Yeah.
Saying that he paid $400 and sure take the $400 out.
One thing you can do if your credit card company doesn't have this feature, I would recommend leaving your credit card, dumping it, and getting another credit card. Most credit card companies now have a feature where you can tell them if any more than such and such amount is spent to text you right away.
Oh, yeah.
All my credit cards have that. If more than $100 is spent on my credit card, I get text, even if I'm the one doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But then I clear it and say, yeah, that's me, and done.
Yeah.
But I always get notified. If any more than $100 is being spent, I'm going to know about it right away.
Well, they've gotten smart to that too, because here a few years ago, I ran down to the bank. I forgot what it was, but I had a charge that I'd seen. It was like $500 and something. So I hook them down to the bank, and they look it up, and they're like, "Oh, okay. Well, somebody bought a pair of sunglasses at some place in California, on it, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Well, I ain't been to California, and I wouldn't pay $500 for sunglasses." So anyway. So in the course of them looking, they were like, "Well, do you have any other charges on there? While we're looking, is this the only one?" And I'm like, "Well, it's the only one I've noticed." And they're like, "Well, let's get a printout and let's just go through it." So they get a printout, and we get to going through it. And over like 90 days, they printed out like 3 months worth. We found like 10 charges or something that were like less than $5 that were unknown. I'm like, I don't know what those are.
Oh, wow.
And anyway, so they went ahead and filed a dispute on those charges. And a couple weeks later, the lady that works at the bank called me back, and she's like, we got to looking into that. And it was a ring, that was doing that. And they were doing that to like millions of accounts. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I mean, they were getting it. For me, it was like $3. It wasn't a big deal. I didn't even notice it. But you do that to a million freaking cards. You know what I mean?
Money.
That's a lot of money.
You got a lot of money.
Wow.
So they were trying to fly under the radar by doing it in small amounts.
Well, now the credit card companies are able to detect unusual usage.
Right.
Yeah.
So as long as you report things you don't recognize, a year later, the credit card company will see those charges that come up as funny and say, well, you haven't done this in over a year. Are these yours? And the credit card company will do their job and let you know. And this way you can dispute it right then and there and be done with it. My American Express card does that.
Right.
If anything is not usual for what I'm usually using the card for, they will contact me, and I won't have to pick up the phone.
Nice.
And they'll go, is this yours? Is this yours? Is this yours? And I'll say yes or no. 5 minutes, the whole call. Everything is resolved.
Yeah.
I also had an instance where when I started driving and everything, and I would go all over the country and everything, and I would go to each every truck stop, buy something here and buy something there, and then I went to go buy something else. I'm like, oh, that's funny. My card should be working. I have like over $2,000 in my account. Well, I called the account, and they're all like, has your card been reported or stolen? I'm like, no, I have it. It's like, can you verify all these charges in various places across the state? Because I'd be in Georgia one day, and I'd be in Washington and Seattle the other day, and I was like, yeah, I had to tell them that I was an over-the-road truck driver, and and they were like, oh, okay, so it was false flag, but they were looking after me. That I did appreciate that they're looking after me. It was kind of inconvenience that too, because I had to call and stop and say, what the hell? But,
I'd rather take 2 minutes for a phone call than 2 weeks to get that money back.
Right.
Okay,
Exactly.
We're going to move on from gun financing. We went through the whole gambit there.
Right.
I have another quiz. Now, this one is a real special one. This one is email only. And I have a program here that you put the email addresses in there, and you click a button, and it will randomly pick a winner.
Cool.
So, what it's for is an unopened deck of those gun cards, Old West guns cards.
Nice.
What's the question?
I ain't got there. It's not that hard.
Oh, I thought that was a question.
No. The question is, don't blurt it out. I want it in email at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com. You ready? How many phases are there in a complete cycle of operation in the gun? Not the number. I want the actual wording.
So make sure you email your answer to rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com.
You got rear word movement and forward movement. So, how it cycles basically when it's firing. So
and what's that email? What's the email?
They're right there. So,
what's the email they should send their answers to?
Email to rickslifeasiseeit, all one word, at gmail.com. And I'll announce the winner next week.
Sweet. What's the prize?
Prize is a deck of Old West cards still sealed up.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, I'm going to be doing these. I got about 4. G-Web sent me about 4 packs to give away.
Oh, that was awesome of G-Webs.
Yeah, so I got to come up with some good questions. So I figured that was I don't know if that was a hard one or an easy one, but I want the answer. I don't want like, oh, there's 6 operations. I want them named, what the operation is.
So this episode is sponsored by G-Webs at gunchannels.com.
Yes. Correct. So there you go. So
now, do you have an uncut sheet on your wall over there, Rick, or is that laid out? You just lay the deck out and frame them.
Yeah,
he's one of the first ones to get them.
You can see the corner of it in my picture.
Yeah,
you can see it right there next to my head. You can see part of it. I have to get up and move the camera, otherwise I'll show you the whole thing.
Oh, that's fine. I was just asking, was it a sheet or did you actually lay the cards out?
It's a sheet before it was cut.
Cool.
Yeah. And I also have. I got another one that I opened. The cards themselves. If anybody wants to see them, I got them. They're nice. They are. They're. They're nice cards. This one, mind you, I didn't notice though. I don't know if I should say it because you might not want them. I did find only on one card. I found a spelling mistake.
Uh-oh.
On the 3 of spades, because it says 41 caliber 20 round magazine, and it spells round ROUNDD.
Oh, well, that's close enough.
It's
Hick spelling.
So what I'm saying is, but it could be worth some money one day if he prints a 2nd and 3rd, issue of these.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like an error. That's like an error card. Error card collectible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, but then again, knowing G-Webs, he done it on purpose to see if anybody caught it.
Right.
Yeah.
Possible.
Anyway, I did have one last topic. We got a few minutes, but here's one for you. It's actually it's similar to what I didn't want to steal it from Ghost Tactical because he's doing a big thing on it on his show on Tuesday. But it's like for home defense. If you don't want to, if you're not old enough to own a gun, or you're afraid, like if you're living in an apartment complex and you're afraid, you don't want the bullet to go through the wall, alternatives. So he's going big into it. But what I saw when I was looking at it was I didn't know this, they have pepper spray guns.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, pepper ball?
It fills up just like a regular semi-auto with little cartridges in it. A pepper spray.
Yeah, balls too. Yeah, pepper balls too.
Yeah, you can shoot them with that. I'm saying it's another alternative. I thought it was quite good. But he's going into all the other kind of different stuff. So I don't want to steal it from him because it's his idea. I just mentioned that he didn't talk about the salt gun, so I thought I'll mention it. They're not. They're about $299. So they're not. So they're well made, and it's an actual. It looks just like a regular firearm.
Yeah.
So, I said it's another alternative if you're, afraid.
Will it also take live rounds too?
Do what?
Can you put live rounds in it too?
I don't think so. I didn't go there. I didn't look into it that close. You know?
It'd be cool if they made the pepper gun a multi-use gun, so you could put pepper pellets in it, and you could put beanbags in it at the same time. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be very cool.
Yeah. If I bookmarked it, let me have a look. No, I didn't. Damn. All right. Sorry, I didn't bookmark the page. All right, we're about nearly at the end of my show here, and I appreciate everybody who came in. I don't know if hey, Jared, good to see you. Got it in the end. Did you get that last question for the prize of the cards that I gave? It's an email quiz. You didn't get that one? Well, I'll run the question one more time.
Hey, before you run the question, I put the link in for you if you want to share it with everybody on the internal chat for the mace gun.
For the what?
For the gun, the pepper gun.
Oh. You found it?
Yeah. I put it in the internal chat.
All right.
Okay, so what's the question for Jared?
Yeah, the question is, how many phases are there to a complete cycle of operation in a gun? And I don't need the number. I want the actual wording of what it actually does in the movements. So, and that's an email quiz. So you email it in to me. Let's see. I got to have the email by next, deadline of Friday, because my show's next Saturday. Right. So as long as I get it by next Friday, it'll be in, and I'll put the names in this program I got and click the winner. It automatically random picks the winner. So, I have nothing to do with it. So that's it. Anyway, gentlemen, I want to thank everybody who showed up to my chat. I appreciate it. And if you want to sponsor me, I'm up to it. I don't mind saying Balisol, the best gun cleaner there is.
There you go.
So I don't mind doing that. So anyway, that's it. And thank you, Ohio. What's that? DF2 Grim, Native Gun, Dead Horse, Rich, Moon, G Webs. There's a bunch more too here, but you got Jared stuff. So I thank you all for being here, and I will see you all next week. Thank you.
Before you go,